be blessed by the divine. We will now discuss about why humans differ from each other. My name is Krish Murali Eswar. I am a trained teacher by Vethathiri Maharishi in the Simplified Kundalini yoga system. I have been practicing for the last about 30 years with the guidance of my guru. Our Earth is a magnificent planet with a circumference of about 25,000 miles. It takes about one day, 24 hours, for it to revolve around its own axis. And therefore, you can imagine that the Earth is spinning at about 1,000 miles an hour. This room, the mic that I'm using here, myself, the chair, you, and all of the objects around you at this point of time are revolving at a speed of around 1,000 miles an hour. Earth itself is going around the sun at a much larger speed. It takes about, as you know, 365 days for the Earth to go around the sun itself. So can you imagine the speed at which we are actually spinning? Now, because of this revolution of the Earth, there are climatic changes that come about on the surface of our planet. The heat, the wind, and the rain, and various climatic weather changes happen because of the Earth's revolution itself. The climatic changes also produce chemical changes in the body of living beings. You can understand this by looking at various people who live in different climatic conditions. A person who is born in Arctic is not able to cope up with the temperatures that are there on the equator, for instance, and vice versa. Habits and customs also differ due to these changes. The kind of clothes that we wear, the kind of food that we eat to keep ourselves either cool or warm. And therefore, because of these habits, we form different kind of mindsets in ourselves. For instance, in a colder climate such as in the United States, people do not get attracted to each other. So they have to go to music, parties, dance, and so on and so forth to warm themselves up so that they have a natural inclination towards getting married. Now, such a system is unnecessary for a warmer climate in India, where we know that we have a large population and we produce much faster than any other race today across the world. Different values are also created due to these differences that we see in 7 different dimensions. We will walk through each one of those dimensions. 1. The physical structure. Your physical structure is different from mine, and your physical structure is unique to yourself. There is nobody who is ugly looking in this planet. Nature has created a particular structure that is suitable according to your needs of purpose of life. Second, there is a character difference. Characterization of your genetic system itself is part of the evolutionary process. You have inherited certain characteristics from your father and mother. They have therefore inherited it from their father and mother, and so on and so forth. So the lineage that you have come in has created certain characteristics in yourself, which is unique to yourself. So each imprint, each blueprint that we carry in our system is a very unique signature that has been created for ourselves in our system by Mother Nature. The knowledge that we are born with and that we acquire also makes us different from each other. Fame depending upon how well we are known and the kind of good work that we do for the planet and the kind of pain that we relieve for the people in the planet, and therefore the blessings that we receive from the people in the planet is actual, original, correct definition of fame. And based on that, there is a difference that can create. The physical strength, of course, makes a huge difference between two human beings. The comfort that we have, that we possess, that we acquire, that we gain over a period of time also makes us different from each other. And last but not the least, the amount of wealth that we have, that can also make us different from each other. Now, the qualities of an individual can vary from another person, not only due to the 7 values, but there are 16 reasons. Any one of those 16 reasons, if they change, then a human being can look different or feel different or behave different from another human being. Let us walk through each of those 16 reasons. Heredity. What we have inherited from our forefathers, from our fathers, and go on and so on and so forth to perhaps the first human being. And from there, the lineage that we have come through can make a difference between us and others. The food that we eat, do not underestimate the amount of effect that the food has on your mindset. I have personally gone through this migration in the last few years, where I used to eat a lot of spicy food, fried items and so on and so forth. And today I have moved more into sattvic food, naturopathy, yoga food. Thanks to my son, Dr. Eswar. And some of you may have experienced this kind of change in diet. And you would have noticed in yourself that your overall mindset becomes totally different. In my case, I have become calmer and healthier. And I hope you also follow a similar kind of a sattvic food and realize and experience the benefit of how the food can make a significant difference in your success in life. The historical age of the person. I am 52 years old today, and therefore there will be a difference. I was some years ago, I was much younger, and some years later I'm going to be older. So that will make a difference in my own shape and form and structure and mindset and the kind of thoughts that I would have, the behaviors that I would acquire, and so on and so forth. The country, and therefore the ecology that the country provides, will have a significant difference in ourselves. Now, can it be different based on different time zones and ages and the different places that people live, even if the person born in one country and lives in another country? Of course, yes. There has been an observation that in the last 100 years or so, Indians who have migrated from India to United States, for instance, have been able to start looking like, Americans to a large extent, or even British, for instance, people who have migrated to UK. They are 3rd generation, the 4th generation children who have come into existence now over the last about 100 years or so, are now beginning to look more like natives or locals. Okay, they behave like them. They even have physical structures which are beginning to look like them. You might have even heard about freak incidents of black, Africans who have migrated to US, whose 3rd or 4th or 5th or 6th generation are beginning to have white skin. So it's not a abnormal kind of a thing. This transition is quite a natural process. Education can also make a difference in a human being. Your work can make a difference. A farmer will look different from a computer engineer. Okay, some people dream of becoming a farmer after being a computer engineer, and they find it extremely hard to become farmer because their body is not designed, they have not trained themselves to work in that. It's going to take maybe some months and years before they can train their body to start working in hard labor kind of an environment in farming land. Government policy can make a difference. It make a huge difference in the way we behave and approach. And for instance, Singapore, you take Indians and you send them to Singapore. They are a totally different set of human beings. The same set of Indians. You send them to United States, they behave differently. You bring them to Chennai, Bangalore, in Delhi, they are totally different human beings. You sit and wonder, what is it? What is it about these people that they behave differently in different countries? Simply because the government policies that exist there in different countries are different, and therefore you need to suit yourself, adapt yourself to different government circumstances. Art can make a difference. If you notice, for instance, people who are born in Bengal, they love their language. Bengalis just adore their language. Okay. Chennai, similarly, people adore their language. You see people in Kerala, for instance, even if they have one of the highest literacy rates in the world, perhaps definitely in the country, they prefer to speak their own mother tongue because they believe that it's an art form. Okay, you see, again, you take any leading advertisement agency in India, you will find a Keralite, a Malayali, as the head of the design team there. You will find a Bengali or a Tamilian heading the copyright team, the English language team. So you can see that the art makes a significant effort. A person's effort can also make a difference between two human beings. You see so many people racing in a Formula 1 race, but you will see only one or two people succeeding in that. The reason is the effort. The talents converted into effort gives them the kind of results that they have. Physical age can make a difference. Friendship can make a difference. After all, you can measure the person's character by looking at his friends. If the person is having positive, healthy, happy, good behaved friends, this person also starts to acquire those characters in them. The kind of opportunities that a person has can also make a difference in the person's life. A person who is born in a slum, in a very poor kind of a community, will have a different kind of a behavior, different kind of a perhaps even a body structure over a period of time, than a person who was born rich with a golden spoon in a big bungalow, with lots of richness around him. The kind of research that a person puts in will make a difference. The habits that they acquire will make a difference. There's a very nice story about an old man calling his 3 sons and asking the first son to pluck a coriander plant. It's a very small plant, so it's easy for him to pluck. The second son is asked to go and pluck a curry leaf plant, which grows to about 8, 9, 10 feet or so. And with some struggle, he pulls it out. And then he calls the third son, can you pull that coconut tree which is outside the house, which is about 30 feet long? So the son says, obviously, Dad, I can't do this. This is impossible for me to pluck the tree. And therein lies a lesson, the old man says. When the habit is small, it's easy to remove. When it grows like a coconut tree, it's very difficult to change. So the habits make a difference in a human being. The customs, the cultural behaviors, the kind of family traditions that you have, kind of religious traditions that you have, or spiritual traditions that you have, can make a difference in yourself. The moral behavior that you show can make a difference. So those are the 16 reasons that can make a difference. We will just quickly go through all the 16 reasons. Hereditary, habit, historical age, country and ecology, education, work. 7th, government policy. 8, art. 9, efforts. 10, physical age. 11, friendship. 12, opportunities. 13 to 16 are research, habits, customs, and moral behavior. I hope, my friend, you understand that these are the reasons why humans differ. If you have any questions, do get in touch with me. I am on Twitter at Murali Eswar. My website is Krish Murali Eswar, and my email ID is me@krishmuralieswar.com. May the Almighty Force shower you with good health, long life, enough wealth, peace, prosperity, fame, and wisdom. Be blessed by the Divine.